Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Learn more about the Experience community at our website, local.theexperience.video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Experience is brought to you each week by these great sponsors. The Aspects of Aging weekly talk show with Christine A. Smith. Each Monday at noon Central, Christine hosts unscripted conversations with experts. Learn more at agingbetternetwork.com. Showing Up, Perspectives on Cancer, in the in-person event October 3rd through 5th in Garrison, New York. Contact Russ Hedge to learn more. Email russ@russhedge.com. James Reed & Associates, protection with trusted insurance solutions, specializing in nonprofits, ministries, small business, and personal lines of coverage across the Northwest. Online, jamesreedagency.com. 10D Tech delivers fast, friendly, and fully managed IT services for Oregon businesses. Call 541-250-3492 and online at 10dtech.com. And now let's get on with the show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. I am dealing with life while the show is starting. Technical things are happening. So this is live, and that's what I love, Scott. I love going live because, you know, whatever happens is going to happen. And I just say, welcome, everybody. Welcome to life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the beauty of doing live streams, is that it is live and it's life, right? So you could say we're doing life streams here.
That is so true. Oh my goodness. I love that. It is so true. Well, listen, everybody, I'm just so glad everybody's here. This is The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And we're here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9 a.m. Texas Standard Time, for your viewing and listening pleasure. That is right. Not only do we go live now, 7 a.m., but also this sits on LinkedIn and YouTube forever after we broadcast, and Facebook for 30 days. And then, wait, there's more. It also converts to audio podcast and will go out on Spotify, so you can listen if you don't have time to watch. And so there's so many opportunities. Please like, share, and comment no matter where you listen or watch, and we would really appreciate that. Scott, what's going on in your world today?
Well, I just want to say thank you again to all of our sponsors who make these shows possible. The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Coming up on year 5, Russ, I think is what it is. And then the Experience Local, which has been going for a year and a half, Believers in Business, broadcast on 2 radio stations in Oregon. So I just want to thank our sponsors, and the Experience Backstage, which is on Instagram only. And I encourage people, follow us there and get video tips from Shri. But thank you to our sponsors for making this possible.
Yeah, and you know, I just want to highlight that too. Showing Up, Perspectives on Cancer, one of our sponsors. The live conference in Garrison, New York is coming up here in a week and a half, October 3rd through 5th. If you want to meet me in person, I know that would be the thrill of a lifetime.
You do.
The thrill of a lifetime. There you go. So you want to come to Garrison, New York, and support this amazing nonprofit led by Tim Sohn. Also, 10D Tech is an amazing cybersecurity firm here in Oregon. James Reed Insurance, incredible insurance here in Oregon, and Aspects of Aging. Christine Smith, I think you know her a little bit, Scott, and she has got an amazing live stream and organization. So definitely want to huge thanks to them. But I also want to remind everybody, local.theexperience.video is the place to go for all the information about Russ and Scott, the shows, and about how to get in touch with us. It's all there, right, Scott?
That's right. Go to local.theexperience.video and encourage people. Russ has a new book coming out, a follow-up to Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. That new book, Life Happens and Then You Choose, is going to be releasing in November. But what I encourage you to do is go to local.theexperience.video, scroll down, click on the image of Russ's book. That's going to take you to Amazon. Click on Russ's name. and then hit follow. And as soon as that book is released, you will get notification. And I also put that in the chat, but just go to local.theexperience.video and may as well get a copy of Befuddled while you're there.
You might as well. I mean,
May as well, right?
Might as well pick them both up. But
yeah,
also, I want to tell everybody how much I appreciate the support and what a blessing everybody is. Not only can you get all that information and get ready for my new book coming out, but also you can subscribe to YouTube while you're there. So while you're there, pick up, click on YouTube or just go directly to the experience.video. That will take you directly to our YouTube page. Please, please, please subscribe today. It's growing by leaps and bounds, thanks to my wonderful cat, Maisie, who is more popular than Scott and I. Anyway, yeah, we would love for you to subscribe. So much value, so many amazing people like Baz Porter, who's going to be on today. And Baz is amazing. Can't wait to have him back on. Right, Scott?
We always have the most remarkable people on our show with stories that will inspire you. And today you're going to be inspired. And I think you're going to find some practical things that you can apply to your life as well.
Yeah, I think absolutely. So with that, without further ado, before we do, there is further ado. I want to remind everybody before we get going, because people are maybe not ready this morning. They're like me. They slept in a few extra minutes. So you got to get out there, share this out and tag your friends. Let them know that we're on. Yes, share, tag, and make sure that people know that we're on, because so many people want to watch, but they forget because they're busy. It's midweek. And so please do that today. With that, I think we're ready to go. Let's get Baz in the room. Morning, Baz.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
So good. So good, man. I am so thankful that we have you back again. What a blessing our first conversation was. And I'm telling you that we were just excited to just bring it back on and have another opportunity to talk. So let's start with the basics. For those who missed episode 1, who in the world is Baz Porter? What are you up to?
Well, when I find out who he is, I'll let you know. I think we're all in a work in progress, but predominantly I live in Colorado. I serve high-achieving women, and I try and help them reorganize their lives and find even more meaning with what they're doing. I found on my own journey that there were a lot of lost characters. I was one of them. In that process, I found what I was doing and my golden spot of helping people. And I really enjoy, and it's a privilege to serve my community and your community as well, Russ and Scott. It's interesting because there's a lot of lost people and they're trying to find their tribe. I found mine by accident, but if you can reverse engineer that and do it on purpose, you can really make a life of meaning, not just for yourself, but for so many other people.
We often say that isolation is a killer. And that's what I hear you saying.
Yeah, it's very, very, very true. When people don't realize that what's holding them back is the loneliness, not necessarily physically, but also very emotionally and also intelligently, because there's a combination of all three.
Yeah, they talk about the level of conversations, and there's been research around happiness. And if you have those surface level conversations, which are most common, like right now, it's pouring down rain out here, and we could have a great conversation about the weather and leave feeling very unfulfilled. So let's talk about the different types of conversations that people should be involved in.
100%. I mean, I think it's a personal thing as well. What stimulates you? What's going to make you grow? When I was learning a lot of this stuff a few years ago, and for the audience, when I came to the US, obviously you've guessed I'm not from the US. I'm from the UK. I didn't know any of this. I wasn't an entrepreneur. I didn't even know what the word meant. And the rooms I was going into, there were a lot of conversations where I was like, what's all this about? And I realized that there was a lot of hype. about a couple of things in that sort of sales and marketing space. And it was just BS conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It was just surface level. When you have a passion and you discover that passion, whether it be psychology, it could be sports, it could be anatomy, it could be nature. It doesn't matter what it is. It's got to fuel you, and it's got to light you up. There's no point in doing anything that's not going to fuel you forward and have a meaningful conversation with somebody else. Once you start having these conversations, you meet your tribes, you meet your people, and not everyone's going to like you. Found that out very quickly. No one likes somebody who doesn't meet their expectations. So you've got to be judged. You've got to remove judgment from that and go in with a neutral band and go, well, what's in it for me? What is this in-depth conversation about? If it's not fueling you, remove yourself from the environments. And that's why I remove myself from a lot of high-level masterminds, not because I wasn't the smartest person in the room, or I was the smartest person in the room, because mainly I wasn't, but it wasn't fueling my fire. And when I realized that, I was like, I'm done. Time to move on, create my own thing. And that was a journey on itself. But learning what sales was, marketing was, entrepreneurship, how to truly serve people, not just surface level serve them, and add more value into their lives. So you create something a lot more meaningful that is not, it's beyond my existence. I believe that's my true belief. I want what I do to have a ripple effect so big that my grandchildren are walking down the beach and someone comes up to me and says, your grandfather Baz Porter, and they say, yes, he said that guy changed my life. That's my aim here. That's what I intend to do.
What a beautiful image.
Yeah, that is. In fact, I want to go all the way back to a comment you said about reverse engineering and finding your tribe, because I think it is so important that you are, people, we talk in business about our ideal client, right? What are they really talking about? I mean, who are the people that really need you? And really, who are the people that you really need? Your tribe. And I think by reverse engineering that and taking a look at how you get to that. And I really like that. I'm doing a presentation, and I actually think I'm going to take that phrase and insert it in my presentation because I like that whole thought. I think that so many people get off track trying to be somebody they're not, trying to be somebody else, trying to, everybody is shoulding all over them. You should do this, you should do that, constantly telling them what they should do. And maybe, you know what? That's not them. That's not who they're going for. That's not what they should do. That's not what you should do. And so I love what you talk about there, Baz. And I think that a lot of that you need to learn from your experiences, which you have, right? Talk a little bit more about that. A lot of your wisdom comes from the experiences you've gone through to learn to get to where you are now.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, entrepreneurship's not easy. And anybody who is under this illusion, I'm going to start my own business, I'm going to make $1 million, I'm going to change the world, forget it. That's the truth. If you go in with that illusion, you're not going to win. Or you will, but it will take you a very, very long time and a lot of painful lessons. When I realized that the business was never about me, I had to take the business I built and completely redo it. And I went to a friend of mine's mastermind. His name is Peter Swain, an amazing character. Please go and check him out. And I spent 4 days with him and some very wealthy and very high level people in that room. And I realized that I hadn't built a business for me. I hadn't built a business at all. I built a job and it was glorified. So I had to take everything away. And in that process, I realized that I had the wrong ideal client. Completely. It was the wrong sex, the wrong gender, the wrong everything. And in the process of that, I realized there was a lot of men that I upset because I could see through what they were trying to do. And I would call them out in very large groups and not be very polite about it. So I found out that from research that men found me very or a certain genre of men found me very intimidating. High level CEOs, very egotistical. Some of them were narcissistic. Not judging, that's just what it was. Women, on the other hand, found me approachable, confident, and I was able to guide them. Not coach. I don't find myself a coach or anything else. I'm a guide, and I meet people where they are. But women found me safe, which is interesting. And I know this because I researched and I would have reached out to my audience on LinkedIn. I interviewed over 450 of them, plus all the podcasts and the rest of it I've done with them. But I had an intentional interview with them. Only 10 minutes. I asked them 3 specific questions. And I couldn't sell them anything because I didn't have anything to sell. So I was at rebuild phase. What I realized was the market was starving for a person that they could actually connect with, not be spoken at or told what to do, but really connect on an emotional and a mental level and have meaningful conversations. What I didn't realize is how to serve them and get them from point A to point B. So I had to pull everything off the internet, off the web and all the rest of it and reinvent the whole business. But it wasn't me I was reinventing. I was connecting the dots between what my ideal client is and wants to what I can provide, really provide, not hypothetically. I can go A, B, C, and D and build something not for me, but for them that can actually visualize and then have the milestones stage by stage and actually feel the experience as they go through it.
This is an interesting thing. I was just thinking about my wife. She designed a couple of houses that we built, and she has the ability to look at something on 2D and visualize it in 3D and what it's actually like to walk through. And not everyone has that ability. And this is kind of an analogy that I see that you're doing, is you're helping people take something 2D and making it real for them so they can actually achieve it.
Yeah. So I created something called RAMS, and it's results based. We go into authenticity and is it serving your purpose? So authenticity. I've just forgotten the whole thing now. It's just one of their mornings. Authenticity and attitude. So is it aligned with you? Is it aligned for your purpose? Next is mastery, which is the constant elevation of what you're doing and what you're creating. And then the systems. The systems is the how-to bit that everybody gets stuck in. And that's why it's last. It's not in the middle, it's last because the how-to is the implementation. But in order to create the implementation, you need the vision to reach the actual result. One of the first things I do with my clients, and I go fly the higher end clients I fly to for about 48 hours, and I sit down with them, sometimes their family as well, and we go through a plan. And I get them to create their ideal day, start to finish. And there was no restrictions, no financial restrictions, travel restrictions, relationship restrictions, mental restrictions. It's just whatever they want. Philanthropy, pull it in. Other relationships, who do they want to be with? What do their business want to be with? What their business want to be looks like? what their relationship wants to look like, if they're married, if they have a partner, with their kids, all of it. And then we can dissect it. But it can get really scary and uncomfortable because people don't think that that is possible, because they live in a frame of, like you said earlier, Russ and Scott, that all of it is a two-dimensional paper. It's not. Wayne Dyer said this: if you can think it, believe it, you can create it.
Mm.
And it's not about it's not about thinking, oh, I can do it, manifestation board and vision board. They work. But what if you could actually condense the time and intentionally create your life with every single action that you make towards that bigger purpose? That's essentially what I help people do. I can't do it for them. And I don't go, I'm going to coach you through it, because coaching implies with a lot of people, because it's been given a bad rap over the last few years, that people talk at them and give you all these systems and tools and all the rest of it. Most of them are regurgitated BS that have been cycled through so many times over and watered down. I just partnered with the Flourish Foundation Project, and we're doing a live in-depth 45 minutes of an ICA, and actually build your ideal client on that thing. But before we do that, we're going to go into the why you're doing the business, why you want to be an entrepreneur. So before you start anything with a business, you know within your soul, this is what you truly want to do. People think it's a big hype. Yeah, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. They don't know the struggles and tribulations that go with it. There isn't a fallback. I can do this, and then maybe I've got. And some people are lucky enough to have a nest egg to fall back on, and have 6 months to a year's savings. A lot of people don't have that. So you've got to be sure when you step into the entrepreneurial world, this is what you truly want to do. Because if it isn't, you're going to find out very, very fast that it's a painful lesson. And you're going to, like I had a lot of people come in and tell me what to do that really didn't work.
So I love you're talking about intentionality, going back to your comment about if you believe it, you can achieve it, you can create it. God has made us, I believe, with the ability to do so much more, way beyond what we think and imagine, right? But we have to be able to step forward and do things. And I have a friend who is a New York Times bestselling author. And I'm not going to go into all about him right now, but I was actually talking with him last night, and he is a kind of person that imagines amazing things and does them, right? Meeting kings and queens, and they respond to him, and he takes his family and they meet them. Just things that are just crazy that we think are beyond what we can really do. So I love the fact that when you are getting yourself in your true tribe, finding the people that you really click with, and imagining together, I truly feel that we're better together, and we can achieve so much way beyond what we believe if it's truly authentically us, and we're gathered with others like you just talked about, who you're collaborating with, people and companies that are moving the same direction. So in our final minutes here, I want you to wind up that thought about, how you're doing that, what's going on, and then give us your gold nugget of today's conversation as we wrap things up here. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, gentlemen, for having me on. I think the more you expand your awareness, the more you step into the impossible, the only thing holding you back is fear. And it's not fear that you're not capable, it's fear of the unknown bit. The fear between what you're going to do and the result of what you're doing. If you can step into that with confidence and without expectation, anything becomes possible. I was on a conversation with Shada Spates, who is the Flourish CEO of the Flourish Foundation project, the other day on a podcast. And she's been trying to raise some finance to get a hub for this, for her nonprofit. And I came up with a concept that's going to now change the entire trajectory of her business. And I'm going to be facilitating that on Monday. I'll share the link with you gentlemen afterwards. But it's not about me. This is about saving kids' lives. It's about bringing people together on a collaboration just like this. You bring people together and you watch the magic happen. I have a saying that I tell people all the time, and I say every conversation, remember, you are the miracle. Don't ever forget it. You're the future. Stop playing small in a world that doesn't want you to play small. Step into your cliche, your fullest potential, but with confidence.
Scott?
I just, I told people that they're going to find practical inspiration today, things you can do. So, Baz, I'm just grateful for what you're doing. I was just thinking about work done by New York University psychologist, Dr. Gail Ottingen. And she talks about pragmatic perspection. And it's essentially a process of enhanced positive thinking. So it says, imagine you're having lunch with the king and the queen. What stopped you from, or what stopped that from happening? And how did you overcome it? And that portion is what makes a difference. And as Russ and I always say, we are big supporters of bringing in someone like Baz, like you, to facilitate that, because we can't all see the 3D version when we look at the 2D. And, so you say, great, I want to have lunch with the king and queen. What stopped me from doing it? This and this. How did you overcome it? This and this. I met with Baz and he helped me understand what I needed to do. So thank you for your practical inspiration.
Well, and I think that's it, Baz. We all put together pieces of the puzzle for each other that brings together the full picture. And like Scott is saying, really seeing it in 3D. Some people have that view, and I'm always looking, like I'm in the middle of finishing my book, and I was looking for input from all my friends and wise people as to things that I was missing. And they helped me put those pieces together. So that's amazing thought. So, all right. Well, listen, you are just so valuable. We're going to have you back a third time, I think. But for now, tell everybody, Baz, how in the world do they get in touch with you if they just want to reach out and build community with Baz Porter?
Firstly, it's a privilege to come every time. And I would love to have both of you as an official invite publicly on my podcast whenever you're available. We'll just talk about offline, obviously. People get hold of me from my website, LinkedIn, obviously. If you want to go into my world, I have an audit that is 101 questions. Yes, it's a beast, but it really tells you more about where you are in your world. And it tells me that I can help you, tangibly help you. So I take it out of the guesswork instead of a normal discovery call. I want to know if you are aware of what's going on. So that's the first thing people do when they enter my world is that audit. It takes about 10 minutes. You can give me a message if you just want a conversation. Happy to have a conversation. I'm on all the other platforms, but I'm most active on LinkedIn. That's where I hang out the most. I don't have social media on my phone. So if you try and message me, I message me in front of the computer because social media is not my thing. I don't like being on it so much. So email me. You got the emails, support. That's one of them. The other one is Baz, support at bazporter.com. Myself or my team can reach back out to you. But I'm always willing to have conversations. Don't be afraid to approach me, even if it's just like, hi, Baz, need a bit of advice. I'm not going to sell you something because I don't know if I can help you. It's just if you want that advice, come and have a conversation. happy to help.
Yeah, I was blown away by our original conversation, Baz, and I thought, wow, this guy is amazing. And, you know, I just love all that you're about, what you're doing. So I definitely am here to be on your podcast. I'm definitely, and I know Scott would like that too. So we'll have to talk about that after. So we're going to say goodbye here on screen, but hang tight in the green room. We'll be right there. And thanks again for being here today.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much, audience, for listening.
Man, I tell you, I love that guy. Man, when I first met him, Scott, I mean, my initial conversation or my initial thought was, man, we have got to get him on right away, just because of his whole approach to life and all the things that he's been through, and yet, you know, coming out stronger. And I just appreciate, you know, his just all that he's about.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, practical things that you can do, and disengaging from those groups and individuals that are not moving you forward. That's a hard thing to do. That's a really hard thing to do. It's easy to say, hard to implement, but then replace that with, as I say, surround yourself with people who will not let you fail.
Exactly. I love that. You say that all the time, and I agree with that 100%. And I always appreciate your wisdom, Scott. You know, because when you have people around you that will not let you fail, your chances of great success are really good, because they're going to be there to lift you up. And I am so blessed with that. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, audience. Well, I shouldn't say audience. Thank you, community. All of you who are involved with Scott and I, our amazing, amazing community. I just want to remind you that we are here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, with amazing people like Baz sharing their experience of life. And please join us. We have the experience backstage before that on Instagram only with our friend Shri. And that is all about getting ready for this show, sharing how life is going, and amazing video tips from Shri and some from Scott as well. And so please join us on that. It is just an amazing opportunity to do a live stream on Instagram also. So thank you all for that. And again, don't forget that this show will sit on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. LinkedIn and YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. So you can still watch, share, go back and connect with Baz or with us or with people in the comments. And it goes on to Spotify after that. So don't forget, you can listen if you can't watch. And we appreciate all of you doing that. And with that, Scott, do you have any last words of wisdom?
I'm just going to say, if you are looking for a community, I encourage you, check out Hounds of Business. Mike Asherbrenner is the lead dog over there. They do a weekly call that, I mean, there's no cost just to check it out. So check out Hounds of Business. I guarantee you're going to find people there who will not let you fail.
Oh, absolutely. I have some, besides Mike, the big dog, I have so many amazing friends that are hounds, and so thankful for the connections that Mike has given me, and just amazing people. So definitely do that. Also, I just want to remind everybody, Tim Sohn, Perspectives on Cancer Conference, October 3rd through 5th, coming up at Garrison, New York. I will be there. If you want to meet me in person, which could be the thrill of a lifetime, or who knows what it will be. But anyway,
give Russ a thrill of his lifetime.
There you go. So make sure and come and visit me there. I'm looking forward to that, coming up the 3rd through the 5th of October. And also, don't forget, coming out soon, Scott's been doing such a great job of getting me promoted, but life happens, and then you choose. The first week of November will be out. Super excited. Going to have a lot of promotion around that. You can pre-buy your books as well. There's all kinds of things happening. So thank you for the opportunity to do that. And just got an amazing endorsement last night for my book. So I'm excited about that.
And I want to give a shout out to Liz Lawless.
Yes.
She is a publisher. And if you were thinking that you have something that you want to share, Liz Lawless is a person that you can turn to who will give you solid advice, but she's got Lots of support. She's got an email newsletter that goes out. She's got a mastermind group. If you want to publish a book, work with somebody who has been in the business for decades
and knows what they're doing. And I only have one thing to say about Liz. You know, she is an amazing person. Even Kermie thinks so. So with that, listen, we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Texas Standard Time. Until then, enjoy life and enjoy
the experience.
Woohoo! See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.